Hi, my name is Lorna Seelig and I'm the Transition Coordinator at the Children's Link Society. Today we're going to talk about launching your young adult from the Children's Services system into the Adult Services model. So to get started with the transition process, we want to make sure you can gather documents that will support those applications. So the first item that is required for your young person is 2 pieces of ID. So those can be passport, that can be any kind of birth certificate. Important that one of those pieces of ID does have your person's current address on it. The next piece of documentation that's required would be a social insurance number and an Alberta healthcare card. Both of those documents are needed to process the AISH application. We need at least 1 bank account for PDD and 1 bank account that is joint for AISH. Next, we need some kind of school documentation that would indicate that your son or daughter has been part of a specialized learning program at some stage in the last couple of years. So that would mean a copy of an IPP, a copy of an IEP if you're outside Calgary city limits, and any other kind of report card or documentation that would show that your person requires some kind of specialized education. Your young person will need to have a current or recent psychological assessment. This document will show what their IQ score is so that PDD can accurately decide whether or not they are qualified for that service. If you have an FSCD agreement, make a copy of that agreement and submit it with the applications. It's important for that document to be part of the PDD application and likely part of the AISH application. So first we're going to talk about the application for PDD services. So PDD stands for Persons with Developmental Disabilities. So this is a unique department within Disability Services of the Government of Alberta. So they offer supports to individuals with developmental disabilities in the areas of employment, residential support, and community access. So there is an application process for PDD. It's an online application that must be submitted online. So to accompany the application for PDD, we want to make sure we include 2 pieces of ID for your person. We want to make sure we include the psychological assessment, the FSCD contract, and any school documentation that would support this application, indicating that your person has some developmental disabilities that would cause them to be eligible for PDD. So after we've submitted those documents, PDD will call you from their intake team. They will want to set up a meeting with you and your young adult to talk about what your goals might be, what your plans might be, and what kinds of supports and services you likely will need going forward. Once you've had your intake meeting, you will be assigned a PDD coordinator. That coordinator will work with you to develop a contract and a program plan for your person. The time to apply for AISH is 17 and a half. We can start the application anytime after the 17th birthday. However, the actual submission of the documents must be done only at 17 and a half. So now let's talk about AISH. AISH stands for Assured Income for the Severely Handicapped, and it's a disability pension that your person will likely be eligible for from the time they turn 18 until they're 65. Currently, that AISH amount is $1,685 per month, and included with that is a medical services card. To apply for AISH, fill out the form, print it off, and then mail the documents in. So when you are submitting that AISH application, include 2 pieces of ID, their banking information. We also need some form of documentation that you will be making application for trustee or power of attorney over their financial matters. If your person qualifies for PDD, please also include that eligibility letter and submit those documents to AISH. Once AISH receives your application, they review it and will make a decision about whether or not your person's eligible. From there, you will be signed an AISH worker who will help you to set up the rest of the details for that benefit. So the guardianship application is often one for families that tends to carry the most weight. It really is a legal process that allows parents to continue to make decisions for their young adult after the age of 18. The time to start the guardianship application is the age of 17, and we begin that process with a capacity assessment report. The capacity assessment report is a document that must be completed prior to beginning the guardianship application. That document is filled out by the physician and indicates that your youth will continue to need someone to make decisions for and with them after the age of 18 and into their adult years. Please contact the Children's Link Society and we can assist you with filling out the forms for PDD, AISH, and guardianship. Thanks so much for watching.